Hey guys, I know I've made a video of this Titan already, and I've already described how to solo it and stuff. But I rewatched my video, and I don't think I explained the timing very well. So I wanted to go through. I might kill him a couple of times just so you can kind of see um, what it is that I do to make sure that I don't have to really waste any potions or anything like that. Um, the cycle does work indefinitely. And I'm just gonna go through the setup of my team real fast. Um, Vasara is kind of, I mean, you don't have to have her as the lead. It could be something else that does a decent amount of damage, but I think it's really important to have three colors. That way, you never really miss. And it helps with Succubus and Angel because you've got the card manipulation, or the deck manipulation. So Vasara, the way you want to build her is obviously you want to have high attack. You also want to get her critical to around 50%. So that because when she's the lead, she's going to give everybody on the team an additional 30%. So she's going to crit, 4 out of 5 times. Um, I also boost her critical damage. So she hits for around 300,000 when she criticals. Not to mention she lowers his defense. I don't even really have that great of runes on her. No mythics or anything. I've got two that are just the greens, and she still just hits like a beast. Um, Eventually, I'll rework them, but I like these because they have the secondary bonuses that I need, and it was easy to boost them. So I don't really care so much about the primary bonus. I really cared more about the critical damage. I think I've shown you guys this before. Um, but like my succubus, the only thing that really matters with her is to have her leech around 80%. Because you really want to rely on her leeching 4 out of 5 times. Um, Again, we're going to be using the Fallen Wrath with her to heal. Um, with my angel, I've also got her with she destroys, 4 out of 5 times basically. She's got a 77% destroy. Um, so 3 out of 4 times, whatever, she's going to be destroying, and then half of those I'm going to leech off of them. So that's another way that I heal every time. This part really isn't necessary. It's just kind of a nice little added bonus. I also have her crit up to 35. She's going to get an additional 30% because of Asara. I can't remember if I boosted. Yeah, I didn't do anything with Succubus yet. So the reason it's nice having her critical high because when the defense of the Titan it goes negative with Angel criticaling, that's just another little chunk of HP that I'll keep gaining back, every other time she attacks. So Tusk is really just here for the utility. You can either have Tusk or Visara with protection from death. With Tusk, I've got him with a silver version, so all I have to do is have over 80% health, and I can survive a single hit. Um, what I know that Tusk can't do any damage to him. In fact, he will heal him during the fire phase. I don't really care that much. I get him to half health super fast. Um, One thing I could do if I wanted to, I could redo his runes and change the destroy to counter because even if the color would heal him or even if he's immune to green, counter damage will still hurt the Titan. I don't really care that much about this Titan. It's easy enough. I don't really need to do that, but it's just a nice little fun fact if you guys didn't know. Um, so, anyways, that's my build. I'm gonna go through and show you the timing on how to use this team. So Monolith is a 5 turn Titan, and right now he's starting on turn one. Um, so there's two ways you can go with this. Um, I could use a star potion immediately on Tusk. That'll stun him for 3 turns. It'll charge everyone up. But if you notice, um, he I know for certain that he's not going to multi attack for the next turn. He's just going to do a normal attack. The issue though is if I don't silence him, he could still burn me and I'll die. So I could run the risk to see if he doesn't burn me, but I didn't bring any antidotes because I just bring the strength potions. So anytime he starts on turn 1 or turn 2, I just go ahead and use a star potion. They're easier to acquire than antidotes in my opinion. Excuse me. So I'll stun him right away. Now, I could silence, do the Fallen Wrath, and hit with Visara all in this turn, but the best way to gain tempo is to wait a little while. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit him with Visara. It won't do any damage, but it will lower his defense to negative. And then I'm not going to silence him, and I'm not going to use Fallen Wrath. Not yet. The Fallen Wrath, think of it not as doing damage, but think of it more as a healing ability. So I want to save this for when I'm not at full health. Obviously, it's how I'm going to kill the Titan. It's how I'm going to do damage. But right now, if I were to use it right now, by the time he comes back to attack again, I won't have anything. I may not be fully healed yet. You'll see what I mean. So I'll just attack normally. Now that he's on turn 1, now I'll silence him because it lasts for 6 turns. So I know that he'll be silenced for his next 2 attacks. And I'll go ahead and use Charming Kiss. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to do that much damage, like a little over 100,000. So now I'm going to let him hit me. And basically, this is what I meant. I'm going to use Fallen Wrath as my healing. Of course, it's going to do damage as well. That's how I'm going to get him to low health. But I want to save Fallen Wrath so that way I heal immediately afterwards. Now, if you look, if I would have used all of those things 4 turns ago, they would not be charged in time for his next attack. And also, Tusk wouldn't be either. But since I waited until after he hit me, I was able to use Fallen Wrath to get full health. So I know I can survive the next hit. Plus, I know that he's going to be silenced for another 5 turns. So now I can just attack normally, and I know that I'm safe for the next hit. So that got him below half. Also, the reason why this is good is because you might get unlucky and just get a bunch of water cards. So you want to be able to have you can gain tempo by losing tempo. I don't know if that makes sense. By not attacking, by just kind of waiting until after he hits you, you gain a lot of you gain a big cushion. So I'll just go ahead and hit him with this. I will stun him on this next hit. And by doing this, I will charge all of their abilities. And I do want to use it this time because he's on turn 3 and he's also stunned for another 3 turns. So I know that if I use silence, the silence will end right as his last attack hits. So that way I'll be protected for the next hit. And then I'll have 5 more turns to charge to be able to silence him again for the next cycle. I hope that makes sense. You'll see what I mean. So I'm safe now to go ahead and use silence and to go ahead and use Fallen Wrath. Now I got really unlucky. Normally I would have healed, but there's a 20% chance that I won't. Fortunately for my build, my Angel will destroy, 4 out of 5 times, and she'll leech half of those times. Plus, since his defense is in the negative, my Succubus and my Angel will be doing significant damage, and I'll gain health from that as I go. And I've got 6 turns to do that. That was a little unlucky. Gained a little bit there. And that's why I bring the potions, just in case I get unlucky. There's a nice little catch. So I've got one more turn. I do have like a 8% chance to leech with my Visara, so let's just see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Nope. So I got kind of unlucky, so I will have to use one or maybe two potions. Nope, just one. I have Succubus's REC kind of high. That really affects how much healing I get from this, from potions. So, okay, so now remember, I silenced him 6 turns ago, or 5 turns ago. And it's given me plenty of time for all of my abilities to charge up. After he attacks, I'll have only 3 turns to be able to silence and use Fallen Wrath again. But I'm getting to the point where I'm about to kill him anyway. Now I won't have enough time for Tusk to charge up. I could use a Star Potion if I needed to, but I don't. I've got 3 turns until Fallen Wrath and Silence are back up. It's really important that I get back up to full health. Oh, this is kind of nice. So hopefully I'll catch the leech this time. There we go. And then I'm still gonna wait one more turn to silence him. It's really not gonna matter. And now I won't use Tusk on this cycle. Let's just say that he wasn't almost dead. At this point, I would not use Tusk to stun him. I would let the cycle go through. Well, I guess I might if I didn't use if I hadn't have used Fallen Wrath. I would have used it now to get fully healed. I don't know if that makes sense or not. It's not going to matter though. It's not necessary, but it's kind of fun to finish him off by using a strength potion and hitting him with Visara. Hits for about 600,000. Well, only 300 if you don't critical. Anyways, I feel like I got kind of unlucky with that fight, but I hope that it makes sense to you guys that it's sometimes better to not use Fallen Wrath. You don't want to use it right when it comes up. And you also don't want to silence him right when it comes up. Try to silence him and get it to last for 2 attack cycles. And then just use Fallen Wrath to heal in between those 2 attacks. If you do that, you won't be dependent on potions at all. You'll be able to do that with only really having to use a Star Potion at the beginning. And even then, you don't really have to because he may or may not burn you. But, I mean, like I said, Star Potions are only 40 guild tokens. I'm completely fine with, drinking one right at the beginning. And you can virtually kill this Titan every single time. It might cost you a health potion or 2 if you get unlucky, which I felt like I kind of did. Anyways, I hope that explanation made a little more sense this time. I feel like maybe I'm talking too much. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. You guys have fun killing this Titan.